What I'm working on today is a brand new leather sofa, which when it was moved just got a little tear in it. Now the tear is not all the way through, so now is the perfect time to fix it. Before it gets pulled, it becomes larger. I'm going to take some of my leather glue. This is for gluing shoes, and I'm going to use a toothpick as well because it's very fine work. Rolling the end of the toothpick in the glue. I just need a little bit. This is very rubbery glue. Now I'm just going to try to get some glue underneath inside the split. Again, it's not all the way through. If it were, I would do this a little bit differently. And I'm going to close this up using the other side of the toothpick, just flattening it out, pressing it down. So you can see here already it's closing up quite nicely. A few more little splits in there. If I get a little bit of extra glue on the leather, I'm not worried at this point. Next I'm going to take some painter's tape. Now luckily, because of the location, I'm able to raise this up, put a little bit of weight on it. You don't need a lot because it wasn't split all the way through. So I'm going to leave that now for about an hour and a half. You want to be careful not to use too much weight because if it's a fine leather, it could stretch and deform. So for this leather, 10 pounds is even pushing it. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half. Now the glue isn't totally dry yet, but that's why I want to remove this tape now. So some can seep through, and if it does, this is the time that you want to come in and just remove it. There'll be a little bit of gum there, and you can just remove it with your fingertip. However, this one, it actually looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it as is. There's a very slight scar here. Next I can go in with a little bit of dye and clean that right up. The glue I use takes about 4 hours to dry, so now I want to make sure that nobody uses the sofa for that time. Check the glue you used and go as per its specifications. So you may want to post some signage to make sure that everything stays undisturbed until the glue is fully cured. So I've mixed up a very small amount of white with a little bit of tan, tested it on an inconspicuous area, and now I'm going to apply it just with a toothpick and starting off conservatively. I wasn't blended well enough, so a little bit of the tan came through too strong. Just got a damp cloth, I'm going to wipe it off, start again. Of course you want to do that before it dries. And mix up my dye a little bit better. We've got one last spot sticking up there. I've allowed it to dry completely, and I have this one little spot, but upon inspection it's actually a little bit of glue. So I'm just going to peel that. That's that rubbery glue. So that should just peel off. Now I'll just give it a little touch up. Give it a few minutes and wipe off the excess. And just wipe it with a slightly damp cloth. Et voila! You want to be careful not to use too much weight, because if it's a fine leather that attracts cats, go to sleep.